NFL player who played for the then San Diego Chargers thought he only had to pay income tax one time.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm in the clear,
That's
man.
an idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the feds went, no.
That's plausible. I didn't know.
1,000%.
The problem is, like,
You got one contract.
if you get arrested for murder, there has to be intent.
Yes.
If you go 68 miles an hour, it don't matter. If you file your 1099,
But I filed my 1099.
hey man,
Your Honor.
I'm 60 years old. I'm still in a 1040 EZ.
That was so great when you did your own taxes that way. Done.
All right, we continue. Howie's got a chart. Just somebody name myself.
You brought charts?
We have. Yeah. I'm happy to do it.
Mike sucks. What? By the way, were you ever in musical theater as a kid?
Yes.
Do we have any footage of
No,
that?
were you?
Thank God.
Can we?
Do you know why Greg wasn't? Because he was president of the school. He was the captain of the football team. Voted best hair, biggest flirt.
Couldn't sing.
Couldn't.
Couldn't
You
sing.
didn't
couldn't-
have to,
couldn't
bro.
You
carry
didn't
a
have
tune.
to. And by the way,
Couldn't
Greg,
carry a tune in a bucket.
but you still don't have to.
No.
You don't.
No, thankfully. Yeah.
Shooting fish in a barrel.
What is it like not having to worry about what you eat, how your hair looks? What is that like?
Please, please. I don't know. Let's ask him, Howie.
Well, there are burdens of all kinds.
Do you even know what's okay? What was your Levi's size in high school? 32, 32?
I think so, something like that.
In
So
protest.
what musical theater were you in? Like, what was the main show? Oklahoma?
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Here we go.
Stand
I
down.
just
Stand
know
down.
the Terry Tikanawa.
Don't look at me.
Here we go. Bali high will find you.
Wow.
Help me, Sully. I don't know the rest of the words. Like from the sea.
Yeah, that sounds good.
To the sea, you alone are my island. Come to me, come to me, Bali high, Bali high, Bali high.
Guys, can we hear Blue Spanish Eyes, please?
I'm giving it a clap.
Thank
I'll
you.
clap.
I didn't give that.
Show us that chart real quick.
Show us the chart.
So I'm here today to start a formal protest on behalf of my generation. We have debt. I'm not happy about it. It's on me. I understand. It was below 5 trillion in 2005. We're now at 34 trillion. Interest payments on the debt now are more than Medicare, what we spend on kids, what we can spend on veterans. It's obnoxious.
It's adios and not goodbye.
If we could have the monster from Jekyll and Hyde sing this away, please. That's my really big point. Let's just enjoy.
No, we were enjoying it.
I can't,
Your heart
I can't keep a straight
Please.
Please.
This is the death knell.
Say CC.
Say CC. Yes.
Say you and your Spanish eyes away.
Get up on the stage.
For me.
Get on the stage. Get on the stage. Go. Go. Here we go. Hey, everybody.
Ooh, Spanish eyes.
Ooh, hope that knee there.
Ladies and gentlemen. Woo. Prettiest eyes in all of Mexico. True Spanish eyes. Please smile for me once more before I go. Soon I'll return.
What was the guy's name in the
Bringing
Honeymooners?
over Humperdinck all the love your heart can hold. Please.
Oh, wow.
Say CC. Say you and your Spanish eyes wait for me.
Welcome to the Big Biz Show, featuring insight, analysis, and a lot of stuff that's none of your business.
Hold on. This is the Big Biz Show. I think it is their business.
Making the markets work for you. Here's the man with the plan, Sully.
Oh, look, something new. Oh, man. It is the Day Trader Trio, otherwise known as Gonna Phone It In on Thursday. Mike, take over.
Big Biz Show. Wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening, we appreciate you being along for the ride.
I just
Oh. As always, we shout out to our men and women in uniform. Over in 170 countries in the American Forces Network, all the ships at seas. Thank you for what you do for us. Costa, Greg Todorov, Howie's at the bar. What? Howie? The man who stirs the drink, Sully.
I have to say this.
There's the drink.
Remember when we had that guy on that instead of putting his computer up higher, he just got on his knees?
Yeah,
Remember
yeah.
that guy? I said, hey, Tom, looks like you're hanging from a building there. It's like Batman. Remember the Batman, they're like this? Right.
Oh, they crawled the building? Yep.
Right. I kind of feel like Howie's taking that position with the pantsuit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, listen, when your director called and said, hey, I've made 5 or 6 calls and you're our first choice.
What's your favorite movie? Gen Z one. They start over again? Is it Gen Z and like Gen A?
Finding Dory, one of the best sequels, I would have to say,
Finding
ever.
Dory.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Stop it.
It's a great one.
Finding Dory.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to talk about something contemporary.
The Barney movie.
Yeah.
Yes. Not allowed to mention that on
Do you
TV
realize,
after
so
that.
Howie, you're going to get married in the next 5 years, you're going to have kids. There's going to be like a 16-year period. Greg knows.
Oh, my
when
God.
you can't go to a movie, there's no actual humans in it.
Right.
It's
Yep.
like
Yep.
Arthur, the movie.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, 100%.
All right. You say Dory, Finding Dory?
Yeah, it's Ellen DeGeneres. She's a famous talk show host.
Oh.
With a fish now.
She's one of those. Anyway, hey, Paul Travers is with us. We had an email to Greg, who's trying to hold it together.
True story.
One of the shareholders, apparently, of a company called VUZI, which is Vuzix, said we should interview this guy. So guess what? We're very important. We got Paul Travers and Greg. Was it tough to get him? Was it?
Oh, no.
Or was he a laydown?
Well, he's very charismatic, you will find.
All right.
And intelligent and fun to talk to.
Do you know what he looks like?
So I think we're going to enjoy
He looks like, he moves like a panther.
Oh, really?
He looks like Sean Connery. Paul, how are you, sir? Good to see you.
I'm great with that intro.
Paul, I'm going to let you normally I will ask questions, but you guys are in the AR space. That's
Yes.
augmented reality?
Yes, that's correct.
Can you tell us the difference for us between AI and AR?
So you got AI on your phone today. You hold it up and you look at the phone and it's almost useless. Like when you're doing closed captioning for hearing impaired people, right? Instead of being in the scene, being part of the real world, they're looking at their phones. You put a pair of augmented reality glasses on, you're in the real world, and when I'm looking at you, the closed captioning is coming up right underneath you like it was part of a word bubble that you were saying. So AR enables AI to be incorporated into the real world, not through some phone system.
I keep on hearing, though, that AI is going to be our downfall. AI is going to come back and bite us in the butt in the long run. Do you see
Oh, not a good one. It's not my worst Wednesday.
No.
I don't see that personally. I mean, I see AI as being nothing but incredibly helpful for people. We have companies that use our glasses for warehouse picking and packing, let's say.
Okay.
You have glasses on. You can take a person who's never packed a pallet in his life, and with an AI engine running, within a half an hour, they're packing like an expert. It takes weeks to learn how to pack a pallet. If you're under packing by 20%, guess what? Shipping costs just went up. If the pallets fall over on the FedEx truck, it's going to take 10 times longer to empty the truck. AI is going to make augmented humans. It's going to make people better at doing things. It's going to make them almost flawless at times. So I see AI as augmenting humanity in a big and a positive way. from entertainment right on through.
What you're saying is, what I love here is that you're saying makes people more efficient, because I think the fear is, to your point, what was the fear when Ford put up the production line, right?
Replace humans.
Replace humans,
totally.
right?
Robots.
Right, and I think that's the fear, but guess what? We've made it through that, if I'm not mistaken.
We have.
So.
We made it through
So far.
the robotics area. So I think that's the big fear. Can you talk about what Vuzix does exactly? You guys create, obviously, an on-ramp to more efficiency. But talk about the glasses specifically, and talk about what you guys actually do as a company.
Let me say that people have probably heard of this augmented and virtual reality wearable glasses space for years. And it's, quite frankly, that's where we're at, and it's what we do, but we make glasses that literally look like a conventional pair of glasses now. There's a spectrum of what this technology will look like. At the Apple Vision Pro that just came out, this thing is a tank. It weighs pounds. You couldn't use it walking down the street, although there are some people that were trying to make points on YouTube wearing the glasses down the street, but it's just not designed for that. You use it in your living room at best. The glasses we make, I got a pair of them right here, and you can see these things look like a pair of Oakley-style sunglasses. That you put these guys on, there's displays built into them. This whole idea of closed captioning that I just mentioned for hearing impaired people.
Amazing.
Yeah.
These glasses are on, and they're reading to you what people are saying.
My question for you is this. Are we at the tip of the spear? Are we 5 years in?
We are just getting started, though.
Thanks, Paul.
No, actually.
No, we're at the tip of the spear 26 years later, young man.
You're doing fine all by yourself. Sorry, I'm playing, of course.
You are part of the show. You're on every day
Yes.
from now on.
Yeah.
Well, I love.
You have a question, Mr. Green?
And Paul, as far as the glasses and the applications and things like that, have you even scratched the surface? Because you mentioned the closed captioning for somebody, and it makes just perfect sense, and it's such a no-brainer. But I mean, how far is that field that you can make people's lives better with?
Yeah, dude, it's going to be everywhere. It's going to replace your phone. A lot of people have a hard time believing in that, but when's the last time you picked up a map, a physical paper map? Nobody does that anymore.
Your phone or your iPad or whatever.
Everybody just uses their phone and it comes up. Imagine when you get your glasses on and the directions are just in your glasses, painted on a road in front of you, like it was just that. You're never going to pick your phone up again. We had some young folks in
punks. You mean young punks? Yeah, we heard you.
Well, they were college students from Georgia Tech, and they've been using our glasses. These are brand new, by the way, the ones that look like this, Oakley style thing. Yeah, right. These things are brand new. Their screen times are down 40% because
it's because they're watching this screen instead, right?
You don't have to watch it all the time, though. Right now, when your pocket buzzes, you grab your phone, you get disconnected from everything that you're doing.
Right.
Here, the message, a short version of it comes up in the glasses, nix it, ignore it.
So Paul, can I tell the glasses, call Paul, or can I tell the glasses, take me to an all-you-eat pizza place, and it's just going to boom, bring it up for me?
Which, by the way, are his top two numbers in his favorites.
Paul and pizza, right there.
Now that the glasses are finally here that people will wear, you can get these with your prescription. So this is just like buying a regular pair of glasses. But now all that information runs through your phone. So you'll be able to do from Alexa, all these AI engine stuff, direction informations, order an Uber.
Honestly, I would like you to come back. I'd love to come to San Diego at some point if you can. But let me ask you one last question. Is there a proprietary advantage to what you guys are doing? Is this your technology, or are we just marketing this?
No, that's what's so cool about where Vuzix is at. We've been doing this for a long time. We have a manufacturing facilities right here in Rochester that build the optics, which are practically impossible to make. The lenses that allow you to look in and see a virtual image out in space, they're very expensive. There's very few places that can make them. We do them here in Rochester. We have 350 plus patents and patents pending. They're going to see lots of product with our brand name on it, but you're going to see a ton of it coming from other companies.
Well, we're gonna launch it right here because you're coming back.
Yeah.
Paul Travers.
Yes.
Paul Travers.
Paul Travers, Vuzix, V-U-Z-I. I would wear those all day.
Yeah.
Sunglasses.
I would too.
I've been waiting for it. I want to. I mean,
Oh, look, Howie's
Netflix
here.
while you're driving.
You're not as mouthy as Mary. I have a question though. Is it safe to drive when you've got the thing in your?
Okay, that's the first thing I thought about. If
Actually, the fifth thing, because you asked 4 questions before that, so it wasn't.
Pizza and Paul, but driving, because if they don't want you looking at your screen, you could be distracted by. Totally.
I think it's more low profile. You're getting just passive updates. You don't need to turn your head.
Exactly.
Like it's just
like you said,
everything's
Take
transparent.
this off ramp, go. Okay, so you're not literally going.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
You know, one little thing in the corner that says turn left, turn right.
That's
Right.
awesome.
Oh yeah.
Like your wife in the back seat. Big Biz Show. See in a minute. One little thing in the corner.
Not anything I would know about.
Greg likes to say Kona.
Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, ulcerative proctitis, proctosigmoiditis, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease. If you've heard any of these words from your doctor before, you probably know this look and this feeling. First Wave Biopharma is a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company specializing in the development of targeted, non-systemic therapies for gastrointestinal diseases. Using frontline cutting-edge research, First Wave Biopharma is here to help you have less of this and more of this. First Wave Biopharma.
Okay, broadcast professional. Roll it.
Big Biz Show rolling off at the Lofton
And we're
back. Okay, truth be told, I looked over at our executive producer, Greg Todoroff. He's
What
sitting
does
over
he
there.
wear?
Howie's sitting here. I'm Costa, that's Sully. And Greg went like that. He gave me the Australian rules football referee guy.
I just sat and watched the prank happen.
Only 3 days late. April Fool's Day was on Monday.
I know, but then, because normally, the guy with the Pendleton
What
on.
was the biggest April Fool's you ever had?
The guy with the Pendleton on.
No, honestly. Hey, you guys.
What?
Woo. Biggest.
Daddy needs a new pair of.
Do it.
Boy, crazy boy. Try it, Mike.
Yeah, I nailed it. Were you a jet or a shark?
I was a greaser. Were you a soch?
I would have been a soch.
What book?
Rumble. Well, there's Rumblefish. There's
Outsiders. S.E. Hinton.
Yeah.
What's the first book you read?
The Grapes of Wrath, I believe. Oh,
Well, there's an
tough.
uplifter.
That was tough.
Yeah.
My goodness,
Wow.
that was tough.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a school
was two.
project. Yeah.
Seriously?
Just finished.
Yeah, as far as
Just
Finish
finished.
it. Well, that's
right.
What was your first book?
What? They Call Me Ishmael.
Ooh,
Bible.
nice.
What's the name of the book? They Call Me Ishmael.
I think mine was Lion, Witch, in the Wardrobe.
Answer the freaking question.
What they call me, Ishmael? Oh man,
I'll call you Moby.
Moby
if
Dick.
you want.
No,
Or that.
no.
We can't say that on TV, can
The Old
we?
Man in the Sea. Hemingway.
Moby Dick.
Oh, Moby Dick.
You are.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Can I ask you this? Are you guys watching any Netflix these days?
Yes.
No.
I'm watching Peaky Blinders.
Oh, so good.
So good.
So good.
2010 called. They want their freaking Chevy Volt back.
Was it really 2010? No, it's been later than that. It's so freaking good.
It is crazy that he was in the mob that long and then became Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Talk about turn your life around.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched the He goes through an Irish hood with razor blades in his cap.
Became a
To
nuclear
inventing-
physicist.
He's talking about blowing up the sky.
Wow, Howie. How do you feel about this?
I'm just following your
How
lead.
do you
It's
feel?
fun. Thanks for having me.
How
I'm
do you feel about
loopy.
the nuclear bomb? Have you guys seen Oppenheimer?
Oh yeah.
No.
Phenomenal.
You don't watch anything, huh?
No, really, I don't. What is this thing?
No
you guys-
Netflix and no big blockbusters.
You know what Todoroff is Latin for? I don't care. I bought his kid a freaking drum kit when he was 2. Are you? So do you not watch
still in
TV
the
at all?
box?
I do a little bit. I just
Tequilas of 7 countries.
It's tough when you have, you're chasing around 2 kids.
Not 2
You're like,
kids. No,
okay,
you don't have 2
let's
kids.
let's
You have-
relax and
you
sit
have
down and
one
watch a
kid,
show.
You have 1 kid.
Doesn't happen.
And you have Bam Bam.
Yeah, right, right.
I gotta tell you, Mike.
Yeah,
I gotta tell you,
a lot of trouble.
this guy is. First of all, he could argue in any courtroom at age.
Yeah, 8.
Yeah. However, he also don't know my own strength. He walks through the wall. Hey, Sully. Hey, Uncle Sully. It starts like this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like a full. Anyway. So God bless you, man. I wouldn't
No,
want to
thank
see
you. I appreciate that. That's my
didn't mean
pass for not watching.
Hey, Lou Bender is the CEO of Intensity Therapeutics. Apparently, Greg answered his email while watching his kid light something on fire. And apparently, one of the shareholders said, you should have this guy on the air. Howie, can you tell me right now, in terms of inflation, before we get to our guest, how are you feeling? Because we were supposed to be out of this thing last fall, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of a best case scenario. It seems like we're going to stay higher for longer. We're afraid of inflation coming back, no rate cuts happening, and we continue to see it. I mean, wage inflation is also inflation that affects prices also. So here in California, that's
Fast
the
food.
big news. Fast food workers, franchises with more than 60 branches have to pay $20 an hour. Yep. Now, great for the workers, but someone pays for it.
Why does Costa make 23.7% less than me and Greg do? And I give you Lou Bender. Hey, Lou, thanks for coming on the air with us. How are you, sir?
Thank you, guys. You guys are great. I can't. I'm looking forward to this for a while. Thanks for having me here.
Hey, can you tell me, if we talk about genetic predisposition, okay? We talk about environmental factors. Do we even have a chance at this cancer thing? Because we thought of all the cancer companies we talked to the last 30 years, I'm thinking, hey, we're doing pretty good. Apparently, like 7% of cancers are actually cured. Yeah. 93%. Talk to us about that. Are we just destined for this? Is it environmental? Is it genetic? Is it just, if you're next to Costa, you're...
Right. You're absolutely. Look, cancer, we've been fighting the war on cancer. It's the longest American war there's been. It's 52 years already and counting. Cancer is the emperor of all maladies. We do not do enough. What we do is we treat people with drugs all over their body. It's cytotoxic, and we're not really addressing the main problem, which is how to get the drugs to the right place in the right concentration to kill the tumors and allow the patient to have a better quality of life. That's what we're trying to do at Intensity. Cancer is what you see and what you don't see, right? The tumors you see under imaging and the tumors that are all over the body and you don't know where they are. The likelihood of people surviving cancer when it's gotten to be a certain size of bulk disease, and also the kinds of cancers that we're talking about, the survival is very low. So we do not do enough to allow for patients to survive. And we have a completely new weapon in the war on cancer, one that we believe is going to make an important advancement in this war. And I'm excited that Intensity is leading the road on this new approach.
Hey, Lou, I got a question. So you've been talking about solid tumor cancers. Does this also apply to blood cancers like leukemia and such?
Well, it doesn't work in blood cancers, but 90% of all tumors are solid tumor cancers. But 90% of deaths are from solid tumor cancers. Solid tumor cancers are what are a high unmet medical need, especially, as you said, when they get to be late stage. When you failed 1 or 2 or 3 lines of therapy and the disease is unstoppable, it's pretty much a death sentence. And the 5-year survival for many cancers when they've reached a certain point is, as you said, in the single digits. It's really an unmet medical need, and we're working on a new way that has shown very, very promising results in phase 2 studies, and we're now about to start phase 3 studies.
Big business show. Big biz show, I mean. Sorry, Sully. Goes on after this.
Loft 100 Studios, the Big Biz Show, and our affiliates and our hosts are not registered investment advisors or broker-dealers.
Our show hosts make no commitment that the purchase of securities of companies profiled or otherwise mentioned in our programming
are suitable or advisable for any person, or that an investment in such securities will be profitable in general.
Given the nature of the company's profile and the lack of an active trading market for the securities, investing is highly speculative and carries a certain high degree of risk.
We profile selected publicly traded and privately held companies on our program.
Most of these companies that we profile have provided compensation to Loft 100 Studios and its hosts for the profile coverage.
From time to time, we sell shares of the companies profiled in the open market that we receive as compensation for coverage of client companies.
But never sell stocks if we are speaking about interviewing or covering a public company who has paid compensation.
Specific questions on compensation can be obtained by contacting producer at sullyandgroup.com.
Listeners should verify all claims and do their own due diligence before investing in any securities mentioned on this program.
Investing in securities is speculative and carries a high degree of risk.
We encourage our investors to invest carefully and read the investor information available at the websites on the
Securities and Exchange Commission at sec.gov and or the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, FINRA, at www.finra.org.
The Big Biz Show continues on a beautiful day here in Southern California for the Loft 100 Studios.
I'm more afraid of the treatment. Like if I got the sentence,
for sure.
like I'm like thinking, I look like Dr. Evil.
Yeah.
But it's not just that. It's the fact that you realize that these guys are sleeping all day and their quality of life goes down. Talk to us about what is the treatment like, Lou? What's the tiebreaker here?
Okay. The problem is an issue of delivery to the tumor, right? So we have, you're absolutely right. Many people fear the treatment. And unfortunately, in many cases, the treatment actually kills the patient before the disease. And or you feel so sick that you want to die. Our approach is very different. We have developed a delivery technology that allows for drugs to become soluble in fat and water. And we inject directly into the tumor. The tumor now will absorb the drug, and with the agents that are comprised of our product, they're very potent cytotoxic agents that are actually given intravenously normally, but now we give them intratumorally. We kill the tumors that we can see, and what we see is the tumor converts into your own personalized anti-cancer vaccine. In your body, we are converting the tumor as it dies to something that can be recognized by the immune system. So we kill the cancer in the body, and as the body now has the immune system engaged, it starts to attack the tumors we don't inject. We've seen survival increase significantly. We don't have to treat all the tumors. We are able to actually, in the whole body, get a systemic immune response that allows us to debulk with our direct injections and kill. The drugs stay in the tumors. The patients don't feel the kind of grade 3 and 4 adverse events that you normally have with cytotoxic agents going over the whole body. It is a highly favorable safety profile that we've seen in 200 patients, and what we are planning now is to do our last stages of development, a phase 3 study in sarcoma, which is a deadly disease, and a phase 2 study that will be in pre-surgical breast cancer. So we can treat both metastatic disease and disease that's pre-surgical. It will be, if this works, a historic study, and we will be very excited about helping people live better, longer quality of lives with our new therapy.
Lou, thank you. To hear about the drug is so incredible. I want you to tell a little bit of your story. I was just reading a little bit about it. Can you go into, the new investigational new drug approval and how quickly you guys moved, and is it stage 1 and 2 at the same time? You did something like that. I'd really love to hear your story and how Intensity was able to progress so quickly.
Well, thanks. It's Howie. Thank you, Howie.
Yes.
Well, look, I am an entrepreneur. I started this company with the idea in my basement, and I thought about it, and I quickly recognized the need to partner with the National Cancer Institute, and we collaborated very early on with the National Cancer Institute, and we published papers jointly with them. The idea being these are existing drugs, they're well known. The delivery enhancer that we use is well known. It's used in an oral commercial product that's treating weight loss. And what we've done is we've combined this new delivery technology with these very potent agents to create this. And the FDA actually allowed us to have a very rapid preclinical program because the drugs were well known. We didn't have to do as many preclinical studies thanks to the FDA. We then moved very quickly. And you know, what's really important is when a drug can work, what you see is doctors putting patients on it. And so in our studies where we got the sickest of the sick patients, the patients that really were going to die if they didn't get some experimental therapy, and doctors would put patients in and then they would see their patients feeling good and living longer when we got to to larger and larger doses. And they kept putting more and more patients. So we were able to move through phase 2 studies very rapidly because the drug appeared to be helping patients in the programs that we were running. And so we've gone back to the FDA multiple times. We just received in December the ability of us to start the phase 3. And the difference between a phase 3 study in medical and pharmaceutical development and all the phase 2s is like playing in the NBA when you're in phase 3 versus high school in phase 1 and phase 2. So because the drug appeared to have very good properties and effectiveness and safety, the doctors were putting patients in, and we were allowed to enroll very quickly into our phase 1, phase 2 studies so that we could move rapidly into phase 3. And when we presented the data to the FDA and our manufacturing and our scale up and all of the tasks that are necessary to get into phase 3, we were able to rapidly move with FDA into an agreed upon study protocol design that will allow us to once and for all show this new technology can work in a randomized controlled study where we will help people with sarcoma in phase 3. And it is been rapid because the drug, I think, has shown the promise that we hope will live out in the larger studies.
Lou, as far as this approach is concerned, have the results been what you thought, or are they blowing you out of the water?
You know, I thought that this drug would need some sort of concomitant therapy. And when we started looking at the mouse data already, we realized that we didn't need it. What we were seeing was much improved survival than what would be expected. And I'm not talking a small, like 2 months here or 3 months, which is important. What we were showing was patients who normally would be in these kinds of studies, they typically live 6 to 7 months. 9 months maybe, even when they're healthier. And what we were showing was 21 and a half months, or even when we were getting higher doses and not just underdosing, we were seeing that we hadn't even reached the halfway mark in survival. So instead of 6 months or 7, overall, we're seeing 21 to 25. But when we look at the data in patients who we now know are getting the right dose, we have not yet seen the median survival. And when we stopped the studies, that was the case. So we're seeing results that are much better than you would have expected for this very sick patient population that you enroll in phase 2.
And Lou, as you go into phase 3, do you have any idea how long that will take?
You know, again, it's all a function of how well the drug works. So if the drug shows, we're going to go head to head against standard of care. I believe this is the first local therapy that's been authorized by the FDA to start phase 3 studies in a metastatic disease, meaning a disease all over your body, compared to an active standard of care, best current therapy. So what we hope to do is to enroll quickly, just like we were doing in the phase 2. And then we've overpowered it, we believe, such that we could see an endpoint at an earlier time point. So we are going to take 3 interim looks, early, middle, and somewhat later, in the process of getting to our overall endpoint design. So we will be looking for efficacy and safety earlier than what you'd normally expect. So the time frame, how long will it take to enroll? Well, if the doctors are seeing the patients who get the intratumoral therapy living longer. We believe their enrollment will be rapid, more rapid than what we're planning. Now, we're planning a very conservative enrollment timeframe between 12 and 15 months, maybe even longer. And then obviously, we're looking for an overall survival endpoint. So you're going to have to wait for people to live or die. Unfortunately, that's the best that's what the gold standard is for FDA. It's a binary endpoint. We hope we're going to keep a lot more people alive. We hope we have to stop this study before the endpoint. But ultimately, it all depends on how good the drug is and how rapidly the doctors see it so that they can put more and more people on.
His name is Lou Bender. My goodness.
Phenomenal.
Will you come back with us, Lou?
You know, I'm going to be in San Diego for the big bio conference in June, and I would love to get into the studios.
I want you here next week. I want you to co-host. Come on, Lou. Lou Bender.
Well, you feel better about such a terrible subject after you talk with people like Lou Bender.
Yep.
Knowing that there's somebody 1,000 times smarter than you addressing something that probably has affected you or somebody.
Talk about a guy who's
absolutely.
tip of the spear. He's got. You have potato skins. We have treatments.
It is the Big Biz Show.
Brought to you by TGI Fridays.
Oh, potato skins and cheese sticks.
Jared says Applebee's has it. You know, Applebee's is the Lake
Riblets.
Elsinore of TGI Fridays. Just like Tinder is the Lake Elsinore of Bumble, okay? Of online dating. Remember that?
I agree.
Troy Hazard's with us. He wrote the book, Future-Proofing Your Business in the Naked Entrepreneur.
Hey.
You're a marketing genius, Mr. Listen, we are brought to you by Outback Steakhouse with the authentic Australian food. They've got blooming onions growing down the sides of the roads. And he is a son of a son from Perth. Have you ever seen a blooming onion down there in Australia in your life? Have you ever do not say shrimp, Barbie, or good day.
I
Okay?
won't.
All right.
I won't.
Hey, I want to talk to you, mister. You are an expert in goal setting, an expert in avoiding disasters in business and personal life from unplanning. And one way you do it, you and I have talked about this off the air, is you do bottom-up goals versus top-down goals. Talk about that.
Yeah, so for about 30 years, I've been coaching, mentoring, working with entrepreneurs, sitting on their boards of directors, and helping them navigate what's next. And the typical psyche of an entrepreneur is that they have these rainbows that they have in their head, and I'm going to try and match that with some sort of reality. Here's what you think you can do. Here's what we're likely to be able to do, and somewhere in the middle we'll meet. And then the second big thing I've got to deal with is that most of them are squirrels. They're running off to different things at different times. Not that you know about that, Sully.
Fish.
But
I told somebody, I said, we are fish. We are fish in a barrel. We are squirrel. So continue. So how does the bottom up thing work? Because I think that's interesting.
So we start by creating 3 separate strategies with 3 separate sets of financials. So it's a good, better, best format. Good is budget for the year, which is typically a little bit more than last year. And then we've got better, which is a stretch target. So we get everyone aligned that they could actually achieve that if everything worked out for us as it should do for the year. And then best is the rainbows. Now, rainbows only happen if it snows in Florida, dogs and cats start playing together, and men start understanding women. And if these things align, then we can hit that best budget, that best strategy. But aligning the rainbows top down doesn't always work. We've got to set our goals bottom up so they match somewhere in the middle.
All of this comes down to just finding another way to plan ahead. Correct?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, so you can triangulate the 3 of them. When things go sideways, as they will, when the world changes, as it does as the year goes on, then you can easily pick a different lane and go, all right, that's not working for us, but this might. Let's adjust it up and down so we don't surprise ourselves or disappoint ourselves in the process. Because if we've got to catch that halfway through the year, you're never going to pick it up because the rest of the year, you're always behind the 8 ball and it just never quite aligns for you. And all it leads to is disappointment.
Okay, Troy, that actually brings up a good point because I know I fall into the trap of I might do some strategizing. I think we talked about this last time you were on.
Is there a Google Doc involved?
There is absolutely Google Docs and Sheets. I love them both. I'll set them all up. It's all pretty. I'll send them out to the people that need to know. And then maybe I file it away and I completely forget to come back to it.
So you love the planning part, but the execution
I love the strategy. And is this a problem and how can you help people like me?
So there's two parts to that. Once you've got the plan in place, it's kind of crazy, but we all do it. We put it in a drawer and don't refer to it, just like you're explaining. So the second thing we're going to do is just go back and keep checking it. And for us, that means we've got to look at the bottom-up goals and the unit economics of the business. So dissect a transaction, a sale, a department, a region you work in, a product that you're trying to launch, and understand that the microeconomics of the business will match the macro strategy you put in place. The only way to do that is to keep coming back and referring to it on a regular basis.
Yeah. I was thinking the other thing too is, couldn't you attach it to, because we're always spinning multiple plates, it seems like.
Yes.
Couldn't you attach it, like the last thing on your list there as you plan, to another thing that you're actively working on, which kind of forces you to do that? I'll tell you, what I've been doing with regards to making plans to do something is I email it to myself, and I use my email as my to-do list. I want to get down to like 6 or 10 emails a night. And there is that sort of time where I've had that same damn email, and then you start adopting that feared thing first process. I'm not doing that, I'm doing that thing first. Because once you get into it, it's much like anything else, working out or doing chores or planning. It's not as bad as you think it's going to be when you're avoiding it, right?
Yeah.
No, it's not. And I do exactly the same thing. So I send myself emails so it comes back to the top of my box. But it really means you've got to create a habit and a rhythm and a routine that has you check it every day, every week, every month, every quarter, as I do every Monday. Every Monday I sit down and go through the same routine and make sure that the economics bottom-up goals are matching the top-down strategy and the rainbows that I've got in my head that I think I can create for the year.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys have your cell phones close by?
Yeah.
Okay, front page of the cell phone. Oh, did I tell you the other time that I told my mom to hit the messages? She goes, I don't have that. Like the messages, but like everybody has.
Yeah.
I have to go to Apple Store to get it. So if you'll notice, let's see the face yourself.
I have.
Go to your email section, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Because this is.
You don't want to see my email.
I want to see it. Does it have 2789 on there?
It has.
No, I want to see like what's the number.
Oh, it's a lot.
What is it?
Yeah, let's see.
Mine's 12. What's yours? What am I looking for? The number.
See, my kid set up something fancy, so you can't see it on mine.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, if I see a person that has 3,000 emails on their phone, and
jeez.
Okay, that strategy doesn't work because
they're getting nothing done.
And listen, I know that I know I'm wasting my time because I unsubscribe to crap that I get all the time, like Golf Digest or whatever, and then you can get it to where for a day or so, oh, you got 6 new messages when I wake up. I get 100 new messages because most of it's crap.
Yeah.
But if you're disciplined about it, honestly, it works for me because when I tell you or you or you, I said, email it to me because I know that because I'm so OCD about getting that number down. I don't want to see those little red dots. I think that's part of it.
You know about the snooze feature on yours, so you don't have to email yourself? You can snooze an email.
What's that? What is this snooze thing?
This is amazing. Do you utilize this, Troy? You snooze an
Well,
email.
you know, I've got a bit of a disconnect on this one. Is there a reason you don't respond to my emails, Sully?
I'm sorry, you're breaking up. That's Troy Hazard, ladies and gentlemen. It's too much reading. So tell me about the snooze feature.
You can, if let's say I send something to you and I know you're not going to get back to me, I'm going to snooze it until maybe 4 days from now.
Hit me again.
And hit you again. Yeah.
It's called an embargo.
What's an embargo is when you were gone for 6 weeks.
No, that's true. I don't
Troy, I want to take next week on Tuesday or Thursday, whenever you can come back, and talk about the reality. When you do your reality checks on your forecasts, something we haven't really talked about, because it's easy to make goals. Mike's like, I'm going to lose 89 pounds today. I'm going to learn to surf tomorrow. I mean, when you're making the reality.
On Friday.
I will be CEO of the company by Thursday.
Yes.
When you don't check the reality of your goals, because oftentimes when you're doing those things, I know when I do spreadsheets, oh, we're going to be rich by Thursday. But you're just planning. They're just thoughts at this point. And at some point, you got to give some space there and check the reality, right? I want to spend some time with that. His name's Troy Hazard. Of course, his 2 books, Future Proofing Your Business to Make an Entrepreneur, TroyHazard.com. All this talk of rainbows and bottoms makes me hungry for potato skin.
Potato skin. I'm starving now.
Remember the time when I landed in Texas to record that album and I